Okay, hi! Yay!
Hi!
Welcome to V-Day Philadelphia. Thank you for coming out in the monsoon of the century. We are a completely volunteer-led group of women up here, and we're just thrilled that you guys are here to join us for this amazing, wonderful, fantastic. You're gonna do that all night?
Yeah, I'll try to control it. Stop it.
Meditation enough, my mom. Yay. Okay. For those of you who do not know exactly why you're here, you got conned into it by somebody else, which is really awesome. V-Day is a global movement of grassroots activists dedicated to generating broader attention and funds to stop violence against women and girls. And this includes rape, battery, incest, female genital mutilation, and sex slavery. V-Day is literally a global movement. It's all across the country. There's actually more than 5,000 events similar to this that are happening. We're just one community-led group. Together we create dialogue and we try to shatter taboos around violence against women and girls through thousands of events in over 140 countries. It actually started as a play written by Eve Ensler, and it was in 1994, and she went out and interviewed over 200 women and asked them questions that no one else ever had, and got all this information. And then she created the Vagina monologues, and they put it on, and then every time she did, someone would come up afterwards with a different story. And she started realizing she could use this to make a difference. So on Valentine's Day 1998, she came out and they established V-Day. Its mission is simple, and it demands that violence against women and girls must end. So we ourselves back here are completely volunteer-led. None of us get paid for this. More people at Reverence donated this space. Last year we actually had to pay for it out of our own money. Everything comes from our own time, our own energy, our blood, sweat, and tears. And it's amazing. It's an amazing process. So every year, all the funds are donated. 90% goes back to a local organization, which we'll tell you about in a second, and then 10% goes back to the Spotlight, which is V-Day's general fund that every single community-led group does this year. And this year, it's Haiti, women and girls in Haiti. And the Spotlight highlights the high levels of violence against women and girls in Haiti, and will focus on the increased rates of sexual violence that have occurred since the devastating earthquake. Essentially, thousands upon thousands have been left homeless because of the earthquake, and they've all been driven to refugee camps, and while in those camps, sexual violence is heightened because women are forced to trade sex for pretty much anything. And so part of what this is, it's being raised to support a revolutionary national program in Haiti that's led by a coalition of women activists that will address sexual violence through art, advocacy, safe shelter, and legal services. The rest of the proceeds that we pulled together is going to a local organization, and this year we've chosen WAR, Women Organized Against Rape, and we have our very own personal person to come on up here and explain what they do. So thank you again for coming up, and feel free, this may sound odd, to leave to get a drink, because as Rembrandts donated the space, we told them we would all get really drunk while we were here. So keep doing that. And now ask.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out. My name is Ayana, and I'm a counselor at WARP, which is Women Organized Against Rape. We were one of the first rape crisis centers in the United States, and we've actually been in existence for 40 years. All of our services are free, and we service men, women, children as young as 2.5, and people as old as 102. It's really an honor and a privilege to be able to do the work that I do. For the most part, as challenging as it can be, I like to think that for most of our clients, the worst part is over, and it's very humbling to be able to work with them and create change and give them back choice and control. I think our clients are amazingly strong. I have clients who will tell you that their assault was like life bitch slapped them in the face. I have clients who will tell you that they are working very hard to go from negative Nellie to positive Patty. I have clients who will tell you that when they grow up, they want to be a star. I like to think that the work that we do at WAR is because the staff can, not because they have to. I think that these ladies here tonight are here because they can and not because they have to. And I like to think that you're here tonight because you can and not because you have to. Thank you.
I bet you're worried.
We were worried.
We were worried about vaginas.
We were worried what we think about vaginas, and even more worried that we don't think about them. We were worried about our own vaginas. they needed a context of other vaginas, a community, a culture of vaginas. There's so much darkness and secrecy surrounding them, like a Bermuda Triangle. Nobody ever reports back from there.
In the first place, it's not even easy to find your vagina. Women, they go weeks, months, sometimes years without looking at it. A high-powered businesswoman was interviewed and she said she was too busy. She didn't have the time. Looking at your vagina, she said, is a full day's work. You gotta get down there on your back in front of a mirror that's standing on its own, full length preferred. You've gotta get into the perfect position with the perfect light, which then is shadowed somehow by the mirror and the angle you're at. You get all twisted up. You're arching your head, pilling your back. You're exhausted by then. She said she didn't have time for that. She was too busy.
So there were vagina interviews, which became Vagina Monologues. Over 200 women were interviewed. Older women, young women, married women, lesbian, single women, college women, actors, corporate professionals, sex workers, African American women, Asian American women, Native American women, Caucasian women, Jewish women. Okay, at first women were reluctant to talk. But once they got going, you couldn't stop them. Women secretly love talking about their vaginas. They get very excited mainly because no one's ever asked them before.
Let's just start with the word vagina. It sounds like an infection at best. Maybe a medical instrument. Hurry, nurse, bring me the vagina. 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 No matter how many times you say it, it never sounds like the words you want to say. It's a totally ridiculous, completely unsexy word. If you use it during sex, trying to be politically correct, darling, could you stroke my vagina? You kill the act right there.
We were worried about vaginas. What to call them and what not to call them. In Great Neck, New York, they call it pussycat. A woman there said that her mother used to tell her, don't wear panties underneath your pajamas, dear. You need to air out your pussycat.
In Westchester, they call it pookie.
In New Jersey, a twat.
There's powder box, a poochie, a poopy, a pee-pee, a poo-paloo, a poo-nanny, a pie, and a peachy.
Toady, Dee-dee, Nishi, Diggity, Monkey Box.
Coochie snorcher, cooter, labay.
Gladys Siegelman.
Ba, wee wee, horse spot, nappy dugout.
Mongo, mookie, a pajama, fanny boo, mushmallow.
Ghoulie, possible, tamale, totita, Connie.
A Mimi in Miami.
A split knish in Philadelphia.
And a Schmendy in the Bronx.
We were worried about vaginas.
Some of the monologues are based on one woman's story. Some of the monologues are based on several women's stories surrounding the same theme. And a few times, a good idea became an outrageous one. This monologue is based on one woman's story, although the subject came up in every interview and was often fraught, the subject being
Hair. You cannot love a vagina unless you love hair. Many people do not love hair. My first and only husband hated hair. He said it was cluttered and dirty. He made me shave my vagina. It looked puffy and exposed and like a little girl. This excited him. When he made love to me, my vagina felt the way a beard must feel. good to rub it, yet painful. Like scratching a mosquito bite. It felt like it was on fire. There were screaming red bumps. I refused to shave it again. Then, my husband had an affair. When we went to marital therapy, he said he screwed around because I wouldn't please him sexually. I wouldn't shave my vagina. The therapist had a German accent and gasped to show her empathy. She asked why I didn't want to please my husband. I said I thought it was weird. I felt little when my hair was gone down there, and I couldn't help but talk in a baby voice. And the skin got irritated, and even calamine lotion wouldn't help. She told me marriage was a compromise. I asked her if shaving my vagina was going to stop my husband from screwing around. I asked her if she had many cases like this before. She said, questions diluted the process. I needed to jump in. She was sure it was a good beginning. This time, when we got home, my husband got to shave me. It was like a therapy bonus prize. Yeah, there was a little blood in the bathtub. He didn't even notice it because he was so happy shaving me. Then, later, when my husband was pressing against me, I could feel his spiky sharpness against me, my naked, puffy vagina. There was no protection. There was no fluff. I realized then, hair is there for a reason. It's the leaf around the flower, the lawn around the house. You have to love hair in order to love the vagina. You can't pick the parts you want. And besides, my husband never stops screwing around.
All the women were asked the following questions.
If your vagina got dressed, what would it wear?
Glasses, a beret, a leather jacket, silk stockings, mink, a pink boa.
A male tuxedo, jeans, something form-fitting.
Emeralds.
An evening gown? Sequins?
Armani only.
A tutu. See-through black underwear. A taffeta ball gown.
Something machine washable. A costume eye mask, purple velvet pajamas, Angora, a red bow.
Ermine and pearls, a leopard hat, a silk kimono, sweatpants, a tattoo.
An electrical shock device to keep unwanted strangers away.
High heels, lace and combat boots, purple feathers, twigs, and shells. Cotton.
A pinafore.
A bikini.
A slicker.
If your vagina could talk, what would it say? 2 words.
Slow down.
Is that you?
Feed me. I want. Yum, yum. Oh, yeah.
Start again. No, over there. Lick me. Stay home. Brave choice. Think again.
More, please. Embrace me. Let's play.
Don't stop. More, more. Remember me?